Hello everyone and welcome back to the World War II Solitaire board game channel for another unboxing. Finally, it's time to unbox Warfighter, the World War II Mediterranean combat card game. So I backed this game on Kickstarter and had it laying here at home in plastic wrapper for quite some time. And it's finally time to open this bad boy up. And as you can see, it's a rather big box. And it's heavy. It features a mounted map and 280 player cards. It's published by DWG Games, Danvers and Games. And we'll take a look here at the back of the box. I will give you a moment's chance here in case that you want to pause the video. Let's open this bad boy up. And as usual with my videos, we'll quickly look through all of the components and then we'll look at all of it in greater detail. So we have our universal rule book and there's a lot of rules here. We're talking almost 100 pages. And I'm not a fan of the universal rules. I would more like to have used the rules for this specific game, but yeah. It is what it is. And then we have our keywords card. Our quite large map. And it's your standard Warfighter map. Pretty green. That's good looking. Some guys with mortars in the background and Italian guys doing combat. Again, we're going to look at everything in greater detail in a bit. And then we have our counters, which are two-sided. Second set of counters. And more counters. All of them two-sided. So yeah, there's a lot of counters, 5 sheets so far. Again, if there's something you want to see, just pause the video. I'm recording in 4K, so if you hit that settings button, you should be able to see it in good detail. And then we have our dice, that's 1d6 to 3d10, and our cards. And wow, like I said, 280 cards. So, looks like we have our weapon cards. There's a total of 5 decks and frontline hostiles. See if I can get it to focus. And service record. So that's it, guys. That's what you get in Warfighter World War II. And here we have something, 104. Is that a secret note? It's the first time I open up the inlay and there's something hiding. Let's go ahead and open these card packs up. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the stuff in greater detail. Again, we have the dice. And let's see if there's a way to open up these without taking the knife to it. Here I see something. Could be an open. It's not easy and I haven't even cut my nails for a few days, so it should be easy. There we go, got it. So let's see, at the back first we have our action deck cards. Quite a lot of those. And then we have equipment cards. So let's start with the action cards. And they look like this on the back. And this is what I like with the DWG games. The Warfighter games, they use this period time photos, which makes the game really cool. Foo-bar. I like that they put the text in Italian and English. That's pretty cool. Walk it off. Silver Bullet. So basically it seems like many of these cards are the same as the Warfighter World War II European. It's just different art to it, and new photos, of course. But I'm sure there's some new ones. And then we have our equipment cards. Italian equipment. Booby trap. And that's deck 1 out of 5, so we have a few more. Well, this is going to be fun. I'd like to check out the hostiles. So first we have service records, so let's go ahead and look at those. Not quite sure what that is. I don't think I've played with them before. I don't think they're included in the European and Pacific World War II games. And then we have our event cards, look like that on the back. Again, great photos. Period photos used, really cool. And then we have our hostile cards. Looking forward to seeing those. I'm just going to separate these pals. And they're frontline hostiles and elite, and they're mixed. So I'm not going to divide them. They're mixed together. But generally, you don't play with the mixed. Flamethrower teams. We got our British hostiles here. The sharpshooter. Machine gun nest, and that also has an event, as you can see, so they somewhat differ a little bit. Battalion CEO and a Bedford truck. Engineers. Vehicle, Universal Carrier, Bren, and a Sherman M4A1. So that's cool. I don't think the Pacific and European ones have any vehicles in the base games. I think you gotta buy expansions for that. Well, I actually think maybe the European one has tanks. I want to remember that I'm playing played a scenario or a mission where it was actually the mission was to destroy the tank. I haven't played it for a while now, but yeah, I mean, if you watched my channel and you saw my top 5 World War II solitaire board games video, you know that one of the games on the list was indeed Warfighter World War II. It is a great game. And then we have more. Wow! There's really a lot of hostiles in this game. So then we have, let's see here, section cards. More hostiles here. UK hostiles. So we even got airplanes. And a priest. Standard infantrymen. Lots of those. And that's probably the end of the hostiles. Then we have more action cards. And location cards. They're also in Italian. Yeah, there's quite a few of these. Oh, I forgot 3. They're probably gonna be location cards, I guess. Or they're not. And another deck, number 4 out of 5. These were kind of hard to open. Yeah, see some of our soldiers. Let's start with the objective cards. Look like that. These are going to be our objectives, which we couple with our missions. And then we have location cards, a bunch of those. And our mission cards. So the mission cards look like this on the back. Let's check out these missions. Yeah, some different missions to play with our different objectives. And then we have our soldier cards for our Italian soldiers. That's it. Now we are oh, missed some again. More soldier cards. It's a great photo. And we got our last deck. Really not too easy to open up, to be honest. Try to avoid the knife with the cards because I don't want to damage them. But sometimes you gotta use it. So we have a weapon card here. Bomba Passaglia. And some more weapon cards and equipment cards. So the equipment cards look like that, And then we have weapon cards that look like that, and they're mixed together, so we're going to take a look at them. Standard rifle. Sword. Satchel charge. Biscotti. And a lucky helmet. And then we have a Shadow Attacks card. Describes the rules, I guess, for hand-to-hand combat and unarmed combat. And then we have a bunch of skill cards. Which we can equip our soldiers with as we are choosing our loadout. And this is really my favorite part of the game. It's actually before you start playing in the setup, as you're spending your points very wisely, choosing which soldiers to get, which equipment, which weapons, which skills. A lot of negative skills. Way more than I saw in the regular World War II one. A lot of card. And then finally we have situation cards. Look like this on the back. $280 cards we had a look at. And then we have a bunch of counters, and they are two-sided. New DVG games always smell great. The smell of ink. Only bad games I ever smelled was Dog Sector from White Dog Games and games from the Game Crafter. Something about the ink makes it smell very intense, very strong. And the last of the counters. And again we have our map. Let's see if we can get it out on the table for you to see all of it. You're not going to see all of it in one shot. It's rather large like the other Warfighter maps. We have our setup, help, mission timer, and this is where we're going to place our squads And here the opposition is going to come. And we have the attack sequence, attack chart, and turn sequence here, which is helpful. And folds up easily, like that. Good to go. And then we have our keywords, which is also very helpful. I prefer to have I usually don't prefer to have electrical stuff like digital files, but this one is really cool if you have just have this on your phone and then do a search, so you don't have to, you know, look it up in the book and take some time. With a search, you have it in a second. You have the keyword that you're searching for, and then we have our 100 pages of rules. Warfighter, it's folded here. So the rules of this game are, there's a lot of information, and with the universal rules, there's also rules for, you know, the modern warfighter, fantasy warfighter, I guess also Vietnam warfighter. You see there's a spider here, and yeah, I don't think I mean, sure, it's a good complement to have in case you're that kind of player who wants to fight zombies with, you know, Nazi soldiers, or you want to fight spiders with your modern soldiers, or you want to fight terrorists with your wizards and warriors. But I don't think the majority is playing like that, so it would be cool to have separate rules for the separate game that you're playing. And then the universal rules could be either a digital file, or it could be, you know, you could purchase this for like $5-10 if you're the kind of player who's actually going to be mixing games up. That would be my opinion on the matter. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just expressing my own opinions here. So, you know, there's potions and there's orc spearments. It's just, here we have a Japanese zombie. So, you know, it gets really flooded. And I think this rulebook makes it a lot harder for new players to get into the game. A lot of info here, but even though I criticize the rules, I will say this: I think it's nice. A lot of photos. Here we are into the fantasy, so it's not really relevant. But anyway, a lot of photos, a lot of examples, a lot of notes. So I do think that's a positive thing with the rules. But yeah, 100 pages, it's a little bit much for what it is, because it's really not a complex game once you get playing. But again, learning how to play this for a new player using those universal rules isn't that easy. But don't despair. If you're a new player watching this, you can get the World War II rules online, because there was actually a, you know, specific rule set for the World War II Warfighter in the beginning, and then they replaced that with universal rules. So when I learned how to play this game, or the European one, the first Warfighter World War II game, I used those digital rules to learn the game, and after I read them, then I read the universal rules to pick up any, you know, any updates. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking with me here. This is Warfighter World War II Mediterranean Combat card game. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Please take the time to like the video and give me a comment. If you really want to support the channel, you can become a supporting member. Just click become member for only $2.99 US a month. You help to support the channel. You can also give me a one-time donation through YouTube Super Thanks or PayPal, and you will find my PayPal link in the video description. Of course, all donations goes towards backing more of these games on Kickstarter and buying more games for, you know, content for the channel. And I try to buy a lot of games. You know, you want to support the designers and the publishers as well. And, you know, the more content I can buy, the more games I can buy, the more content I can put out there. So again, guys, thank you for watching. See you next time.